that's not something you see every day. I think, is that a Ford Ranger body on a monster truck? Mud truck? All I know is it's barely fitting on that damn trailer. Like, no flags, nothing. Like, I don't think that's legal. I don't think he's legal. That's oversized. And then you get these little cars that won't do the fucking speed limit. .70-mile-an-hour zone, and I just had to drop down to 60. Because this stupid little Toyota. Ignorant people. Sorry, my axolotl stuffed animal's in the way. Axolotl. A water chameleon. Or water salamander. That's what it is, they're water salamanders. Pretty cool, you should look them up. They're pretty cool little creatures. They live in really cold spring water. Yeah, figured I'd do something. I've been telling myself I need to try to do like a video a day, or at least record something a little bit every day and then throw them together. I doubt this will be the first segment of whatever I do, because I've already cussed within the first minute. But yeah. So my last video, like, I actually got somebody that commented on it. My first comment. Like, I have about 30 videos out so far, and I actually got a comment on my little TRX4 hill climb video I did. I thought was pretty cool. It's like, hey, somebody watched it and said something and gave me a thumbs up. Man, that was the first little excursion other than just zipping around the grass outside my apartment. I was like, you know what? There's that spot down the road by the laundromat. While I was waiting for clothes to wash, figured I'd give it a shot. It worked pretty good. All them years of watching Dirt Every Day and Bleepin' G and all those other off-road channels is kind of paying off. Like, I've been an avid follower of like Motor Trend, Dirt Every Day, and channels like that. Because I've always kind of wanted to build a truck up to, like, not be like a rock bouncer or a mud bogger, but like, hey, I want to take this trail that looks like your regular road truck wouldn't take. Let's see where it goes. Yeah. Which, I've always wanted to get a Jeep and do it, which I don't see me getting a Jeep anytime soon. But I've got my Ranger, and I know some people have built Rangers up to do it, which, since mine's 4-wheel drive and a 5-speed, which it's pretty good base platform. Kind of sucks that it's the electric transfer case though instead of the manual. But hey, everything's perfect. wanted to do like a bed rail system on the Ranger, like Chris Fix did on his Mazda. Which our trucks are basically the same, except his is the Mazda. Hey, it's me. Uh-oh. It's not quite flipped back yet, but it'll figure it out. But yeah, I've got some little upgrades planned for the TRX. Definitely gonna put a little winch on it. Just trying to figure out what type or what style of winch will let me just plug it right into the receiver and not need like an extra battery or an extra remote, little wireless remote. I just want to run it right off the receiver because I've got a third channel on my receiver that's just a little AB button, which will be a momentary, which is perfect for a winch. So that's fine for that. I'm going to do a bumper, of course, because that plastic one that's on there won't really hold up to a winch being mounted to it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get aluminum bumper mounts on the front and rear. I just have to decide which ones I want to get, what style or whatever. Now, I'm looking at a set right now for about $40. And then the splash guards for the inner fenders. I got those. I'm probably going to order this week from Amazon. And then I've got a set of lights. I found a guy that makes custom little lights kits for RC trucks and crawlers from the TRX group I'm in. He's out of Reno, Nevada. I can't remember the exact name of his little store or company or whatever it is, however you want to describe it. But he custom wire, he builds wires, looms for light kits. So I'll have headlights, marker lights, tail lights, and then a set of rock lights for the truck. Like, they won't do anything but just be on, but like that's great for like just being able to see and that little extra effect. The fact that I didn't use a Traxxas ESC that's meant for a TRX4 kind of messed with me, so that I can't just use a straight Traxxas light kit on it, because Traxxas makes a light kit specifically for the TRX4 set. Like, it's already got all the wire mounts and everything else for the body, but like it's got a really weird power system. Like, it's got, like, you gotta get like a little distribution box that plugs into the receiver, and then it's got to pull power from the ESC and all this extra stuff that I'm not quite ready for. I think the next little investment of kit for the RCs I'm going to get, I'm just going to bite the bullet and I'm going to get me a soldering station so I can try my hand at soldering. Figured worst case scenario, I'll just start practicing on wires and batteries with like lights hooked up to them or stuff like that, just so that I can get some practice, because it's not really hard to solder, but being good is not easy. Because if you get a bad joint, you won't really know it until it starts giving you issues. The whole, gotta get you the right temperature, got to use the flux and the solder. Yeah, it's complicated. But yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna run that light that I got. I want to say it's. It's company's LED light, LITE. I'll do a whole video for that when I get back this week, because I think that's going to be my hobby now, or what I do when I'm not in the truck. I've been trying to find something I can do at home, keep myself occupied, because yeah, I've got my computer, yeah, I've got my game consoles, and I've got all kinds of games on the computer and the console, but like, I get bored just sitting at the house. But like, I don't want to go anywhere. But I need to get out and get some exercise, because I'll be the first one to say it. I'm a fat bastard. I don't really let it stop me from doing stuff, but it is getting to the point where my ankles are suffering, my knees are suffering, my back's suffering. So I figured something that would get me outside and get me moving, walking around and everything else. Small, consistent progress is what I'm looking for. And I'm going to have to get a motor for the Slash, because I burnt up the stock motor, which from what I've heard, it's not hard to do, especially if they get too hot. I think I was running a combination of a smaller set of tires than what was already on it, and the fact that I was in the rain out on the asphalt where I live. That's a really steep hill, like it's like that. It was just sitting there spinning tires, and that stock motor was old and wore out, and it didn't like the constant throttle. So I can just replace that and that'll be good to go. But yeah, I figured I'd do somewhat of a little update. So I didn't give the date. It was March 16th. Yes, March 16th, Wednesday. And yesterday was that was something else. Because the way I got loaded last week, I wasn't heavy, but I was full. And all my stops have been like more than normal here lately. Because there for a while I was getting like 2 pallets at one stop and then like 4 at the other one. And now it's been like 10 at the one and like 4 at the other. But the one stop, it's usually like 1 or 2 big pallets full of stuff. And the other one was like a pallet with something on it. And then like another pallet with like 2 stacks of things on it. So like they were small. But literally, they were like one wooden pallet with some shit on it. Or the other one was like plastic pallets with little containers stacked on it with a topper on it. But anyhow, so I went to my 3rd stop out in Somerset. And I don't usually show up there until like 6, and I got there at like 1 their time, 12 my time. It's a 2.5 hour drive from Lebanon. And I had to go get fuel and all that other stuff, so that took a minute. Yeah, I left out early, but apparently wasn't early enough. But I got back at like 8 last night instead of like 10 or 11, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna start leaving way early so I can get all this stuff done earlier. But yeah, I got out there and they almost weren't gonna load me, but then they realized, like, hey, look, I had to come to y'all first. Everything on the trailer is yours. And so I think I sat there maybe an hour between getting there, getting in the dock, getting it all done, and getting out. I think I was there for like an hour and a half. Yeah, I showed up, was like, hey, look, I know I'm early, but like, I need you guys to get stuff off my trailer. And then after all that, the rest of the day was pretty much a breeze. Ran back to Franklin, did my stop there, then ran out to Owensboro and came back. But yeah, yesterday was a little hanky, but hey, it worked. Not something I can do every day, which I wish I could go to Somerset every day first. It would just make it easier. But I guess they're short-staffed or they're short-handed around noon, which is roughly when I'd be getting there. Sorry, little car. I need to get over. I gotta go to Little Rock. Oh, thank you, truck. Thank you. Alright, okay, I'm over. Yeah, there's a lot of hassle. But I figured after watching all the James Best and This Guy Trucks videos and all that, like they kind of have their own thing that they do that makes it their own, and they do more than just truck. Like just trucking, like he builds cars. Well, he doesn't build them, but like he does like engine swaps and he ups the horsepower and all that. Like he's working on a Trans Am right now. He basically redid the whole interior of his W9. So like he does more than just trucking, especially in his channel. And me being a route guy, kind of gets boring doing the same thing every week, because I go to San Antonio and back, so there's not really much I can do unless I've got a funny story or a situation. But yeah, so I figured I gotta add something to this to give it a little pizzazz, and I think that might be what I'm doing. Trucking during the week, and then on my off days while I'm home, work on my little RCs and take them out and test them on the local area. Because I've also got a really big city park right there next to where I live. Because the laundromat's like 2 blocks from my house, and the park's between them. Well, it's along the road that's between them. It's a pretty big city park. And they've got a skate park that I took the Slash out to. Drove there for a couple times. And it borders right along that creek that I was at before, because that's where that was. It was right there on the edge of a creek that's next to a road that goes over it that runs through the center of town. I think I might go over to the where the creek runs across the park and see if there's any interesting spots there. You gotta love how there's an open lane and these cars will just go right by the side of you when there's an open lane that they can get over, let you over. You gotta love that. There's Dion. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I'm in Memphis right now. Trying to get to the West Memphis. I think I'm going to stop there and get my windows a wash. Because that rain that I drove through getting out of Nashville, like, my windows are all road grimy. And I can't trouble seeing out of my passenger one because of the grime. So I think I'm going to stop, take my 30, wash my windows, and probably get some lunch. That'd be nice. Might sit in the back, chill for a minute. I left early enough today that GPS is saying I should be able to get to Sulphur Springs by 6:30. But I'm going to take a 30 up here in West Memphis. So that's probably going to kick that to about 7. Because I've worked it out that if I can get to Sulphur Springs on Wednesday, that'll put me 5 hours from San Antonio. So that means I can get down there, turn around, and get back to almost, at least Waco. And then I can stop at Waco. And if I do it right, I can be home Friday night. People texting and driving drives me crazy. I can be home Friday night. So therefore, I can almost have 3 days off. But either way, if I do it right, and I get to Sulphur Springs on Wednesday, worst case scenario, I can be home Saturday morning before noon. That's still almost 3 days off. So yeah. Here's to hoping I can make it work this week. People are getting cranky on the CB. And they're cussing each other out. It's always fun. You gotta love how people just get on there just to be annoying. Like, do you not have anything better to do than just get on the CB just to be annoying? Like, why? What enjoyment, or how do you get enjoyment from that? I never understood it. And people really need to get their egos out of the way. This for now here, guys. I might do some more later. I think I'm gonna do that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do small snippets. That seems to be how Justin does it.